PDP chief's no-holds-barred attack. We're tossing it across now to a live conversation my colleague Mosmi Singh is having with PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti.
Hello and welcome. You're watching India Today. I am Mosmi Singh, and in this special broadcast we are joined by former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, the only women Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, and the Chief of People's Democratic Front, Mehbooba Mufti. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome on India Today.
It's People's Democratic Party.
Yeah, Democratic Party. I'm sorry.
Yes, okay.
I connected it with Bharat Jodo Front,
Okay.
and that's why you're having new formations. Welcome on India Today, ma'am, and it's quite a turning point if you look at the entire run-up to the 2024 elections. You've got a new alliance in the making, the India Party, and all of a sudden there's a lot of action in the opposition. But on the other hand, the Prime Minister says that this is actually a majboori ka alliance. How do you respond?
I don't want to comment on what the Prime Minister is saying, but I would say this is going to be a battle between idea of India, Gandhi's India, Nehru's India, Sardar Patel's India, and Godse's India, which the BJP wants to create. It's not about Hindu Rashtra, it's BJP Rashtra, Godse Rashtra that they want to create, because you can see the amount of hatred they are spreading everywhere from Manipur to know what's happening at this point of time. I mean, ordinary people are ready to take up guns to kill each other. This is something we had seen in Pakistan in Ziaul Haq's time, what is happening in India. This is something that is happening in Syria, where people say Allahu Akbar and then kill. Here they say Jai Shri Ram and lynch people. What's the difference now? Where are we? So I think the Indian alliance, the India alliance, is fighting for the right cause. They have the heart in their right place. And this is the time, and I'm so happy that Rahul Gandhi has taken it upon himself to fight this, this bigotry that is, taking India, on. And I think, ultimately, love will prevail over hatred. Though it's going to be a very challenging task, because India is not facing just BJP party. They have to face ED, NIA, other agencies which have been weaponized to terrorize the opposition in the name of corruption. Once you are with BJP, you are fine. I mean, just imagine Ajit Pawar, whom the Prime Minister said कि 70,000 crore ka gapla kiya hai, and next day he is sitting with on Prime Minister's right side in Bombay. So you can well imagine what's happening.
Well, ma'am, what is the message that goes to the people if, the front that you started from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, you're saying it will be a rage, it falls flat in Delhi. Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party apparently are bickering over whether they're going to contest the 2024 elections, all seats or not. They are not natural friends, they are arch rivals.
That's okay, but there are definitely going to be teething problems. But the bigger issue is there. The bigger issue is whether you are ready to save the country at this point of time, which is at the brink of, disaster. I mean, a country for which Gandhiji gave his blood. Jawaharlal Nehru, he fought for it. He went to jail. Indira Gandhi gave her blood. Rajiv Gandhi gave his blood. Other leadership of the country, who fought for the independence of this country and built its, foundation on democracy and secular values, Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb. What's happening to that? I mean, our Prime Minister talks about 1,000 years of past. He's not talking about, what future he had promised people. 2 crore Naukri jobs, 15 lakhs in their account. What has he brought this country to? I mean, people want guns, they want to kill each other. But is this that, the country is going to become ultimately, jisko bolte hain, Amrit Kal? Is this the Amrit Kal? Well, people want to, Kashmiris, if they have stopped pelting stones, it's gone all over the country now. People are pelting stones. People are, the houses are being demolished by government. Government is supposed to build your houses, not demolish them. So what's happening to the country? So to save the country, to save the idea of India, these people, we all of us have to come together and leave our personal differences, whatever differences aside, if we want the country to survive. If country survives, constitution survives, then the party survive.
You have an idea
maybe
there.
we can, put our fights for a later time,
For a
when
later
things
time.
are much better.
But then people will say sooner or later they are going to fight.
No,
That
that's
is
okay, but the country has to be saved. The idea of India has to be saved,
You walked with Rahul Gandhi. I remember I was there during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and even in Bengaluru you gave that title that maybe a Bharat Jodo front would be a good idea.
Alliance, Bharat Jodo Alliance,
Bharat Jodo Alliance. So do you think that Rahul Gandhi has the potential to inspire and perhaps become the PM candidate and take all of you along?
I mean,
would you vote for that?
No, tell me, is the criteria for the Prime Minister to be that he should be illiterate? Then he can become the Prime Minister? That he should not have no vision except, how the Gaurakshaks should lynch people in the name of Shri Ram? Is that the vision? I think Rahul Gandhi definitely has a much better vision for this country than these Gaurakshaks and other people that, are ruling the country at this point of time. So I think he's educated, very well educated. He has knowledge about everything. I had a, very brief interaction with him, and he could talk on all topics. And secondly, he does not seem to be bothered whether he becomes the Prime Minister or not. What is, keeping him on his toes is how to save the idea of India for which Gandhi laid his life. His great-great-grandfather went to jail. His grandmother gave her life. His father gave his life. So I think that is his passion at this point of time. And I think what more do you need in a Prime Minister, if he has a passion to save the idea of India? That's much more important than even becoming the Prime Minister of this country.
Perhaps you'll create more tussle within the alliance if you start mooting for Rahul Gandhi.
No,
because
I'm not mooting.
There are many PM candidates in your alliance.
You asked me a question whether Rahul Gandhi. I said he's an educated, person who believes in love, who believes in this country, who believes in the idea of India. Of course, there are so many of them. BJP may have just one face. Of course, Yogi ji is there, the aspirational Prime Minister, who wants to become the Prime Minister, and then, but even in India, there are so many of them. Nitish Kumar ji is there, Mamta ji is there, Stalin, so many of them. It's a galaxy of leadership.
How will you keep the fight at bay? That's the question that everybody would ask.
I think everybody is
ego clashes.
Everybody is fighting to save the country, which is very important. See what is happening from Manipur to Nu. Do you want India of 47? What the Britishers did to us? They divided us between Muslims and Hindus. Now this BJP is doing the same thing. They are dividing the people. Britishers carved two countries out of us. They cut us into two pieces, with Hindu Mahasabha asking for Hindu India and Muslim League asking for Pakistan. But now the same BJP is trying to cut us into two pieces. The human beings they are trying to cut up into two pieces. So we have to come together. There is no other fight, more important than this fight.
But the Prime Minister equates you to East India Company and to Indian Mujahideen, like the India parties are equivalent to that.
Well, that shows
they're stealing the name of
India. That shows how insecure they are. I mean, does the Prime Minister talk about such things? That's why I say, you have an educated people in India alliance. All of them are highly educated. They know how to speak and what to talk about.
But the PM has won 2 elections and he's won with a 30
I don't
majority.
think, winning elections by, spreading hatred among people is the best thing in the world. I don't think that's so. Even Hitler won elections. So what? He was still Hitler. He's still, very notorious in the whole world. So I think it's better to be a Gandhi than to be a Godse. And we may have Godses today, but we need a Gandhi.
You're equating Prime Minister to Hitler.
I didn't say that. I said even, Hitler would win elections.
If you look at the entire election process in Jammu and Kashmir, the election commission has completed the voters list, the delimitation exercise. Are you hopeful that you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel? Elections are going to happen?
When the BJP thinks that they have manipulated enough through delimitation and other, gerrymandering, and they feel that Jammu people are less upset with them, less angry, because Jammu has suffered the most after 370 abrogation, unconstitutional abrogation. They have suffered the most. Their economy has really gone down. Unemployment is at top in J&K. They are talking about Amrit Kal in J&K. Why is unemployment topping in J&K if they have given us jobs? These are things. And every business that the Jammu has is going to the outsiders. Even, the excavation of जो रेत और बाजरी होती है, उसके लिए भी, people from outside come, contractors from outside come. There are aims is being built, many things are being built, but the contractors come from outside. Jammu people are getting nothing.
You're saying Manoj Sinha, governor, said that this is Amritkal because there are 5 lakh jobs, there's 25,000 crore project works that are happening, flights have gone from some dozens to over 100, rail and road connectivity, you can reach from Jammu to Srinagar in 5 hours.
Jammu Kashmir was the most prosperous state before 2019 in the country because we had our land and jobs to ourselves. That is something other states are trying to do for their people. They want to keep the jobs, and many people have the lands, it belongs to them. So it is a jumla. It's the same jumla when they said 15 lakhs paisa, it will be into the accounts of people once BJP comes to power. They said they are going to give 2 crore jobs. In Kashmir, they say we'll give you 5 lakh jobs. But whatever recruitment has taken till date, all has been scrapped. All the cases are lying in the courts because there have been scams after scams after scams. Can you imagine? Youth are on roads. Even today, when we are talking, the fire and emergency people are protesting on roads. Kashmiri Pandits, whose pain they have weaponized time and again, and Kashmir File is one example of that. They have to leave Valley after spending, the worst kind of periods there, the worst kind of militancy was at peak. They were there. They did not leave Kashmir. But during this Amrit Kal, they had to leave Kashmir.
But they're saying that we have given jobs to Kashmiri Pandits and we are building the houses.
Not they. It is Dr. Manmohan Singh who gave a package when my father was Chief Minister. Then Azad Saab became the Chief Minister. He gave a package of 6,000 plus jobs for those Kashmiri Pandits who were willing to go to Valley. It is the same jobs, and out of that, 100 people who got jobs now are not ready to join in Valley. They don't want to go, they are too scared. And even those people who are living in Kashmir, whatever is left, they are living in jails. It's a jail, they can't go out.
But terrorism, they say, has come down, 70% reduction of terror activities, 0 stone pelting, and Kashmir is back to
what?
Its past glory.
Back to what?
That's what Amit Shah says. He went in
addressed the rally. You can say anything. You can say anything. Why are Kashmiri Pandits leaving Valley? Why were they protesting in Jammu for almost a year that we don't want to go back? Then they were forced to go back. And now whosoever is living in Kashmir, they have bunkers outside. They can't interact with the society. They can't interact with their neighbors. This is how they are living. I mean, if any Kashmiri talks about these things, they can't talk. If you post something on the social media, you are called by the police and put behind bars. That is what's happening in Kashmir. I mean, the way 370 was debated in Supreme Court, it is amazing. But you can't talk about the same things in J&K because you will be slapped with PSA or UAPA. Maybe apparently everything looks fine. It's like they made it a jail cum zoo, where they bring these tours which are very much under control and take them around. But people are very unhappy in a democratic setup. If people are, it is the will of the people that is supreme. What is the will of the people? Are they happy that the 370 has been abrogated? No, they are very angry. They are very angry. But they are watching helplessly.
What if the Supreme Court upholds the decision of the government? Will Mehbooba Mufti abide, and what will be your political future as far as your agitation is concerned?
Parliament is the temple of democracy. That has already been desecrated. We have lost faith in that because BJP misused its brute majority to bulldoze the constitution and do something which the constitution had given to us legally, constitutionally. So if the Supreme Court is the temple of justice, they have already in their earlier judgment said that Article 370 cannot be abrogated unless and until there is a Constituent Assembly in place and the Constituent Assembly recommends it to the President of India. So it is an accepted fact. But even if, despite that,
right,
sometimes, BJP or mostly you have seen, the worst kind of criminals, they take advantage of the loopholes in the system. And if BJP tries to, take advantage, some loopholes in the system, as the rapists are doing that. You have rapists outside roaming freely because there are loopholes. You have innocent people languishing in jails because you have loopholes. So if they try to take advantage of some loophole, and then there comes, it is in the interest of nation, to disempower people of Jammu and Kashmir, disrobe them, जैसे द्रौपदी के कपड़े उतारे गए and Kauravas were, clapping their hands, but Krishna Bhagwan came. Here, I hope that the Supreme Court comes like Krishna Bhagwan to save Jammu and Kashmir. But even if, there is no Krishna Bhagwan to save us, it's a political fight. We have been fighting this battle since 1947 when we willingly aligned with a great country like India. But unfortunately, these BJP, the same very forces, BJP forces, the bigots, the Hindu Mahasabha, they, said that ek Vidhan, ek Samvidhan, ek Pradhan, which made Kashmiris very insecure. That is when the Kashmir problem started. Otherwise, Kashmiris had happily, If you recall, when Jawaharlal Nehru went to Lal Chowk, there were lakhs of people who welcomed him and the Tiranga was there. They celebrated it. What happened after that?
15th August, there was Tiranga and thousands went this
of course.
15th August
Of
at the
course,
Lal Chowk.
of course.
The BJP is saying we've got normalcy to Kashmir.
But the difference is when Jawaharlal Nehru unfurled the Tiranga, there was an organic, spontaneous crowd. It was not converted into a chhawni. There were no security forces. There were no diktats from the government that you have to report at so and so place and carry a Tiranga in your hand. That was a spontaneous thing. Now things are happening like Kashmir File. It's a film that is being directed by someone, made by someone and shown to someone else.
You mentioned Mr. Azad. Mr. Azad now is issuing different notes and tones, has chalked out a different path. And he talks about Kashmiri Pandits saying that, all those people who are living in Kashmir were earlier Kashmiri Pandits. All the Muslims, all the communities, they're all converts.
Many people say such thing, but I think then he should go a little further. He should say that कि हमारे जो पूर्वज थे वो बंदर थे.
You should say he should go back.
He should go back there
to the Stone Age.
Yeah, he should go back to the Stone Age and find out what his forefathers were. I mean, I don't believe in the theory that हमारे forefather बंदर थे. Maybe he believes.
But if elections happen, Mehbooba Mufti will contest the elections? When the elections happen?
See, as far as assembly elections are concerned, I told you already that I have fought my first assembly election with Tiranga, with Indian Constitution, with the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir and our own flag. So I'm very sentimental about it. Unless and until all these things aren't restored, I may not fight an assembly election. As far as parliament is concerned, where you just take the oath of Indian Constitution and the flag is there, our Tiranga is there, I will think about it. But as far as assembly election is concerned, my heart is not in it. I'm not going to dedicate my life to attaining power. It will be dedicated to find the resolution to the complex Kashmir problem, which has been complicated further by the unconstitutional abrogation of 370. I'm going to do that.
It's been quite some time interviewing you. Thank you so much for answering all those questions.
It was a pleasure.
And wishing you all the best for the 2024 elections and for the elections.
Thank you so much. We have tons of good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much for talking to us. There, Mehbooba Mufti, former J&K Chief Minister, talking exclusively to India Today. That's all in this interview. Keep watching India Today for the news.